Imagine this, one country, the United States, controlling every single nation on Earth. Well, what would that even look like? How would it function? Let's explore this fascinating, albeit hypothetical, scenario. On paper, it sounds powerful. The United States, with its unparalleled military might and economic prowess, reigning supreme over the entire globe. Imagine the influence and control it would wield, dictating policies, economies, and even cultural norms across every continent. The world's mightiest military, a booming economy. But let's dive deeper. What are the real implications of such a scenario? How would this unprecedented level of control impact the world and its inhabitants? First up, the sheer size. The Earth is vast, with over 8 billion people spread across 7 continents. Each continent, each country, each city, and even each community has its own unique characteristics and needs. We're talking about over 8 billion people, each with their own languages, cultures, and customs. The diversity is staggering. From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the serene villages in the Swiss Alps, the variety is endless. Governing such diversity isn't just challenging, it's nearly impossible. The administrative burden alone would be overwhelming. Imagine trying to create policies that cater to the needs of both a farmer in rural India and a tech entrepreneur in Silicon Valley. Think about the administrative costs. The logistics of managing every corner of the globe would be astronomical. The sheer number of government officials, administrators, and support staff required would be mind-boggling. The logistics of managing every corner of the globe would be astronomical. We're not just talking money, but human resources too. The coordination required to ensure smooth operations across different time zones, climates, and terrains would be a Herculean task. We're not just talking money, but human resources too. You'd need armies of diplomats, specialists, and bureaucrats to even scratch the surface. Each region would require experts familiar with local issues, languages, and customs. You'd need armies of diplomats, specialists, and bureaucrats to even scratch the surface. And then there's resistance. People value their independence and cultural identity. People don't like being controlled. History is filled with empires that crumbled because of local uprisings. The desire for self-governance and autonomy is deeply ingrained in human nature. History is filled with empires that crumbled because of local uprisings. From the Roman Empire to the British Empire, history shows us that people will fight for their autonomy. The more an external power tries to impose its will, the stronger the resistance becomes. From the Roman Empire to the British Empire, history shows us that people will fight for their autonomy. Plus, the logistical nightmares. The more centralized the control, the more complex the management. Imagine trying to enforce laws, maintain infrastructure, and provide services in every continent. The complexities would be staggering. Each region has its own legal systems, infrastructure needs, and service requirements. The complexities would be staggering. The sheer scale of governance would be mind-boggling. Every region has its own unique needs and challenges. From healthcare to education, from transportation to law enforcement, the list is endless. So while the idea of a single world government might sound like a plot from a sci-fi movie, reality paints a different picture. Centralized control over a planet this diverse, the challenges would be insurmountable. Centralized control over a planet this diverse, it's a recipe for fragmentation. The vast differences that make our world beautiful and unique are the same ones that make a single unified empire an unachievable dream. The more diverse the population, the harder it is to maintain unity. It's a recipe for fragmentation. The vast differences that make our world beautiful and unique are the same ones that make a single unified empire an unachievable dream. The cultural, linguistic, and social differences are too significant to be bridged by a single governing body. In the end, the vast differences that make our world beautiful and unique are the same ones that make a single unified empire an unachievable dream. Thanks for watching. The idea of a single world government is intriguing, but the reality is far more complex and challenging. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Your support helps us bring you more in-depth analyses and explorations of fascinating topics.